Hello, everybody. This is Out of the Box podcast. I'm your host, Jim Andre, along with my co-host, Bradley Powers, and we have a special guest today, Derrell Milbauer. How you doing, Derrell?
I'm doing good, sir.
Doing good, very good. How you doing today, Bradley?
I got this. Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. Thank you for joining us, Darryl. It's a pleasure to have you near us. You can adjust your camera if you want to show your face. Okay. I don't know if you can get it any brighter there. You are a bit dark, but we've still got you in for frame, so that's the main thing. I just wanted the audience to see who it actually is.
Okay, Derrell, if you want to give the viewers a little background about yourself.
Well, yes, it started me about when I was about 5. I was having really strong dreams, and the one that I remember first is like I was standing on a frozen mountaintop with someone in a white military uniform. There was a bridge that went over to another mountain. There was damage and holes in the bridge. I had to fix and do some things before I could cross. And 50 years later, I think I crossed because I got this dream that I was standing out in the open. I look up to my right. I'm not looking at nothing. I raise my camera, cell phone camera, shoot a picture, then I bring it down and I look at it like this, and I seen something on the bottom of a flying saucer. Then I wake up. But I said these words first. I got your ass. Then I wake up. I thought about this dream every day. And as time went on, I thought of it less during the day. About 3 months later, I wound up going to an Indian battleground, Cherokee Chief Bowls Indian Battleground, East Texas. It's between Tyler and Canton, Redland. Me and my friend went out there, and I had this cell phone camera, and I was going to do like a documentary, do a 360 photo take of the sky of the camera on a 45-degree angle, then bring it down and do a photo take of the forest all the way around me. I seen something that looked like a golden cloud ball at first. Thought it had something to do with the weather. 2 hours later, I'm at my little favorite coffee shop, and I'm in the back there, got my big cup of coffee and enjoying cigarettes, and I'm flipping through the pictures. I see one photo that had 2 flying saucers and 8 orbs in it. And that just blew my mind. Then I kept looking, and I found more pictures of these white rectangles that was floating in a circle all the way around me. I got a full 360 photo take of these things. I was surrounded by all of this. The first photo that had the flying saucers in it, the orbs, you could barely see them in it. So what I done is I went to that filter thing and used the app called Drama 4, filter Drama 4, and to make it darker. I could count all the orbs. There was 8 of them. But when I did this, the flying saucer on the right side changed. And I mean, it changed big time. It now has something on the bottom of it, like a W, an emblem. That's what I seen in my dream before I woke up. I would say 99% sure that something amazing happened. I figured I could try to make myself not believe what I had there. About 5-6 months later, I'm in Martinsville, Texas, with a friend of mine, and it's about 10 o'clock at night. And he says, y'all want to go into the woods and see the places that me and my brothers used to camp out when we was kids? I said, hell yeah, man, it's going to be fun stomping around in the woods at night. Well, we walked about a quarter mile down an old top road, and we went to the right, and this was a plowed field on the right, thick forest on the left, with 3 of us. We was about 100 yards up that road, and we're standing there talking to one another about 6 foot apart. My friend Mike all of a sudden just looks up straight. He turns around and he walks into the forest. And then he was going places that he had to crawl on his stomach to get to, under brush piles, barbed wire. And I'm standing there with his girlfriend thinking that he's going to come back here in a little bit. And he just kept going. So we decided we was going to follow him. And what I was doing is that I had my cell phone camera and I was using the flash for a flashlight to flash over my lady friend's shoulder so she can get through the forest better. Because when that flash, it just lit up the forest good. We could see our buddy Mike. He was way up in the woods because he had his light. Well, that's when we passed this female alien and that animal. Never even seen it. And we all catch back up to each other that night. And we're talking. And it seemed like all of a sudden, man, it just got so quiet. And both of my friends at the same time turned opposite directions from me and just take off walking into the dark. And they had a little bitty flashlight the lady had. Mike had one. He gets about 100 feet from me and his flashlight goes out. And he's in briars. This is a thick forest. So I had to go over there and lead him out of the forest and chop him out of trail and get him back into the field. Well, by this time, the lady, her light went out and she started crying. And there is a difference in crying in pain and crying in fear. This woman was terrified. And I'm hearing this, and I'll go back in there, and these briars were snagging on my clothes. I had a backpack, it almost ripped it off my back because I've got to get to where she was at. And finally, I get there to her, and I lead her out of the woods, and we're all there at the edge. And we walked back home, didn't say nothing. Well, I spent the night with them. And I get up that morning and we drank the coffee and I'm looking through the photos. And that's when I found it. And I showed it to Mike and it blew his mind. Linda's too. And I said, Mike, what the hell was you thinking? Why did you just turn around and just take off into the woods? He said, it's like something got in my head and told me to bring y'all in. And I asked Linda, I said, why was you crying? Why was you scared? She said she felt the presence of another woman in that forest and she did not want her in there. Yeah, and that's what happened now. I got photo of that alien. But there's a
from what I understand, we get a lot of your pictures that we like to show on screen, but I'm gonna have a problem presenting them. I gotta refresh my browser, so I'm gonna go out and I'll be back in. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so while Jim's left us, I'm going to say thank you everyone for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you near us. Morgan Roundtree, Lee Grantham, hi there. Barbara Bulchers, Tammy Barnum, Morgan Roundtree. Pleasure to have you near us all. And we have Derrell Milbauer on the show, and he has got loads of photographs to share. A phenomena, are really impressive. Very impressive photos. Very impressive.
I've seen 3 flying saucers with my eyes. I've seen with my eyes a cloud of smoke that comes up out of the ground. And
yeah,
I've seen a lot. I understand things better.
Yeah, I believe you have.
I think
okay, obviously, Derrell, this is a picture. This is a picture of yourself, right?
That is me. I even had a bath that day. So that's why there ain't no flies flying around it.
Okay, now what
That right
can you
there,
address this one?
that right there is a drop of blood on the outside of my window. And I was sleeping in my truck that night. I wake up and that was on my window. And kind of thought I might want to blame it on them aliens. And
And obviously, this is one of a UFO.
yes, sir, this thing's tracking me going down the road. What I think is when I'm sitting still, it sits still. When I'm moving, it has to move to keep up with me. And when it does it, it has to also change the colors of itself as it moves through the terrain.
I have a question for you, Darrell. Can one of Tammy Barnum's asking, are you blood group RH?
I'm not sure. I don't know that. I need to find that out. I was told, but I forgot.
Also, Johnny Mark is asking, see the images that Jim is showing us, were they man-made or extraterrestrial?
It's got. I'm gonna blame it on extraterrestrial technology. This thing's like something's tracking me.
Yeah.
But I got them flying over my house. Now, that photo right there, I had two cameras shooting at it at the same time. Both cameras seen the same thing. I'm using a Samsung. Let's see if you can see this thing. Old Samsung phone right here. It's got a 20-shot burst in it. And I had two of these zip tied together. And that's like 80 photos and like 40 photos, 5-6 seconds. And when it happens fast. Sometimes I can shoot a 20 shot burst at them and only one frame in the camera can see it. So I got lucky and had two of these things, and I think, well, just zip time together, and if both cameras are seeing the same thing, it's got to be the same thing. And which I got some pretty good photos of doing it that way, but now one of my phones messed up.
Now this picture here. Now this picture here is that you going down the road again as well while you're traveling down the road?
Yes. What I'm thinking is that when I'm moving, it has to move. This thing's tracking me. I got photos of this thing sitting still and got it following me. That right there looks like some kind of stripe on a cloud. Something in the clouds. Got that going down the road.
Hi there, Barbara Vultures. I've sent you a friend request. Okay.
A lot of dreams.
Christopher Peebles posted.
That's 3 little dots.
Shalanima, greetings from the seventh density, the essence of the oversoul in the law of one materials classification of the thematic exploration of consciousness. I am intrigued to see the setup of the consciousness here to learn about how it works and to participate in educating on your queries, dear human audience on Earth. I don't know if you can relate to that, Derrell. I don't know. What is this
I'm
one
still
here,
a student. Okay. That right there is the back end of a telescope. And it was a little bitty crummy telescope that a friend bought at a garage sale and he gave it to me. Well, that night I had it outside and I was thinking about how can I put my cell phone camera eye behind the eye of this telescope. And I really had a hard time hitting the moon, and I had a hard time just holding that camera behind that eye. And my back was hurting, neck's hurting. I said, I'm gonna throw this thing away and give up on it. Well, I go to sleep that night and I had this dream how to do what I want to do to this telescope. And it took me 2 days to create all of this, to put it on the back of that telescope. And it was either that night or the next night. I shot 300 photos of the moon. One of the photos, I got what I think is a flying saucer hovering above the crater, and you can see the shadow underneath it. It's like I was told in a dream, man, you know, how to do it.
We have Tammy Bonham asking, has anyone in your family ever had similar encounters? It could be a generational thing.
My uncle was telling me stories that happened to him, and he passed away about a year ago. But
how you doing, Jim?
He's seen a lot, and the last few days I hung out with him. All this was happening to him. I mean, he would talk to me about it and tell me about it, and yeah, he I think it come from my mama's side of the family, and that's
And what is this?
that's my telescope with camouflage on it. I love camouflage. I played the game paintball, where you get out there in the woods with camouflage on and shooting your buddies with a paintball gun.
Yeah,
Well, you know,
I have.
And so that's my style of camouflage. There's a telescope that I use to take pictures of the moon.
Now, what is this one here?
That's me making a cross out of bamboo sticks and those Dollar General yard lights. I had me a cross made out of lights. And this night, I have another photo. You'll get to it later on, probably. That you'll see something standing behind me. And you know, when I'm trying to get to know God, and it seemed like when you ask God to show you, you better be ready. There it is. There's something looks like it was behind me. That's a photo of me. This trail camera, yeah, took that photo.
Yeah, you can see. Excellent picture.
Yeah, so that was an automatic shot from the trail cam, right?
Yes, sir. Now, last Christmas.
And that's obviously at night outside in the woods, or
outside my front yard, because this is where I was sitting there making that cross. So, you know, when you pull in my driveway, you'll see a white cross made out of lights. And that's what I was working on, and that's when I got that photo. And okay, this picture here was in my bedroom, and all right, I knew something was happening to me. All the dreams, I would get this bump on my head about 3 inches long. It'd be about a half-inch thick, like I've been hit with a club. I get a red cross between my eyes, and it's been happening all my life. And I had a digital camera, and I said, well, hell, why not just set that up on me at night and let me see what I'm doing to myself? And so the little digital camera, I made a video of me, and I didn't do anything but lay there and sleep. But what I've done is I've hooked this little video camera up to a big screen TV. And what I was noticing that the pixels in certain areas in this room where I was in was flickering on and off really fast. Couldn't tell what it was. So I took my cell phone and held it over the areas about an inch from the TV lens, and I took a picture. And when it done, it froze the pixels in place. Then I could see the image that it was. And I got this face that when I seen this face, I knew there was no way in hell in physics that this thing could have been in there with me. It got my attention. So I kept on doing it. And this picture here, I got on another night. And this looks like, well, I think it looks like Jesus. I ain't saying it is, but it looks like Jesus. This was in my bedroom when I was sleeping at night. That's how I got that photo. And I've also had these dreams
that took place inside your house.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
in my bedroom when I got, because that's when I would video myself sleeping to see what's coming and getting me or bothering me. And on
And what's this next one here?
that right there is a female insectoid alien leading an animal through the forest. And you see the blue thing on the left side, that is the shoulder of my lady friend that I'm shooting his camera over her shoulder to light up the forest ahead of her. And this is how close we got to that thing. We walked right past it. And when this happened, to me, this is pictures clear as day. This is exactly what it looks like when these things manifest in a trail ahead of you. It will affect the entire area all the way around it. And yeah.
These are some pretty
And
interesting
the eyes
pictures, yeah.
on this alien, the eyes on this alien in a lot of my dreams is what I remember seeing the last 3 seconds before I wake up. And that animal there, I know it was at the Indian battleground where this happened at. And it was early morning, the sun was barely coming up. And I'm looking at this white thing, really big, moving in the outer edge of the forest around me. And as the sun comes up, I can start seeing more clearly what it looked like. And I could tell it was a huge white wolf. And this thing walked about maybe 25, 30 feet, and it stopped, looks at me, and turns into a huge white cat. Then takes off walking around the outer edge of the forest, stops, look at me, and turns back into the big white wolf. This animal was doing this all the way around me. And I think that animal is, that what's in that picture is what I seen in that dream. Or I don't think I was dreaming. I just thought I was. Then this animal, when she took me to her world, I tried to run out the door, get back in the flying saucer because hell, I wanted to get the hell out of there. And that's the only way, I knew it brought me there. I had to get back to it. This animal here came out of nowhere. I could hear it. I didn't see it, but I could hear when it was growling at me. I could feel his voice going through my body, and that just scared up even more. So I turned around and said, "I'm gonna go back in the building." And I run back in the building, and I run into her, and bam, I wake up. Yeah, so that's what little I can tell you about that thing.
Christopher Peebles says, at least this guy is describing the images he's seeing. Gives me context to what he's talking about. It's good that you have these pictures here.
Yeah. This is real, guys.
Yeah. That UFO right there.
Yeah. Interdimensional. Yeah, that was across the street from my house. I had some interesting stuff happen to me. All right, that right there.
This one here?
That right there, I was standing in my driveway, and I shot about 5, 6 photos that way, and I hit that thing. And where I'm standing at is also where I got in a big damn fight with aliens. All right, I was living in Ben Wheeler in a trailer house, and these things, when they come in your room, sometimes I wake up and I know there's something in there, and I black out, and I get up again, and I try to get up, and I black out. What's happening is these things are using their telepathy stuff with tones, sounds, and frequencies that I can't feel. But when it passes through my head, it stimulates my brain to produce a chemical. It puts me to sleep. That is how they can kick your ass from across the room. And so always the third time when I get up, try to get up, I know I've got to get ready to fight, I black out. The third, I don't get up no more after that. But this night, next thing I know, I'm standing by my bed, and I'm looking down the hallway, and it's kind of like I'm a cat, and you hear how you grab a cat behind his neck, how he goes kind of numb and dormant or something, how they do. Well, that's kind of like might have been what I've been doing. And I'm floating down the hallway, and I'm trying to wake. I keep blacking out, waking up, and I get to my living room. I can see that my front door is open, and I blacked out again. And I come back to, and I seen my pickup is sitting in the driveway, and it has a yard light behind it. And I seen what looked like two men in military uniforms behind my truck moving to the right. And I black out again. I come back to him. I'm looking into the kitchen. I turn my head back to the door, and I see this black thing behind my truck for about 2 seconds. It disappears. So as I started moving forward and it taking me, I get to the front door. And normally when I get out the front door, turn left 2 steps down, I'm on the ground, but I kept going straight. But I looked that way. And that alien that's in that photo with the animal, it was on my porch. And I'm looking at this thing. We're about 1 foot apart, and the way the light was reflecting off its eyes, I could tell it was insect. This is the first time in this happened to me. I'm thinking, what the F happening? I black out again. Next thing I know, I'm looking at the front bumper of my truck, and I'm moving down the side of my truck. I see the fenders, the door, the bed of it, the back bumper, and they get me to where the spot was where that black thing manifested behind my truck. This thing manifested again in front of me. And it was like, I'm thinking, hell, I didn't know. I'm thinking now it was the damn portal. And they screwed up and let my feet touch the ground. And there's bushes planted on both sides of the driveway where I parked my truck. And when I did, my feet touched the ground, I tried to spin around and reach out and try to grab one of them limbs. And damn it, I blacked out again. And I come to, I look up and I can see my front door of my house is open. Then I look down under my arm. I had an alien gray under my arm. I had his head under my arm. His mouth was up against my ribs. And I'm a country boy. And I know when you grab an animal, they will grab you. And I'm thinking, this son of a bitch start eating me up. And I couldn't let it go. But one of my fingers was in its eye. And I couldn't let it go because I didn't want to put me in that damn thing behind me. And the first thought went to my mind was, pull this damned eye out, man. And I started curling my fingers in, and I blacked out again. And this picture was taken right there at the driveway where all that crap happened. And yeah, I'll never forget that night. So what?
We got Matthew Turner. We got Matthew Turner here. He's saying he cannot wait to interview you, Derrell.
Yeah, I got to talk, guys.
Yeah, Matt Turner says he can't wait to interview you, Derrell.
Yeah, we can do this.
What is this one here?
This is a picture of this thing across the street from my house. And I think that is some kind of interdimensional flying saucer coming in or coming out of a portal. That's what I think it is. I may be wrong, but yeah. Man, I ain't got to go anywhere for this to happen. I just got to step out the door. If I can stay in the house, they'll come in the house. But I do know this. When they open the door for me, they're taking me. But these other times they take me, they're only pulling my spirit. I could go up through the roof. And
so I'm taking it that you live in a very desolate area.
well, I live in the forest. I ain't really had the best of luck. I was kind of staying in my truck there for a long time, and a lot of stuff happened to me in that truck.
Are you off grid?
Oh, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I ain't got nothing, no money coming in, or yeah, no, I ain't. Yeah, that ain't.
So overall, your overall experience, in your opinion, when you analyze all this, what is it? What message do you think they're trying to relate to you?
I feel like if I use the Bible to understand what is happening to me, said something about a manservant, that they will bless the world with the spirit. I think, in my journey to get to know God, this has been revealed more and more and more. And
So in all the
know,
messages that you've received and what you've experienced, do you think their main message is that they will prevent man from destroying himself, or
I don't know how to answer that, sir. Uh, I do know that
if that's the
sometimes when I
case,
get,
my opinion is if that's the case, my opinion is it isn't so much to save man from man himself, but to save Earth from man.
maybe, I do know that there is a higher power, and sometimes I know this female that's been visiting me. Uh, Sometimes when I take my anger out, I give it to God. I don't aim it at people around me, you know. I give it to God, and I can tell and see that she does not like that when I do that. And so that's another thing I can tell you about her. I think she has respect for that, and she ain't like trying to take me away from this thought. And when I do
Midnight
give a lot of
Midnight,
respect, sir.
Midnight Rider says,
Oh, sorry.
Midnight, what are you,
Oh,
Bradley? Leave it alone. Midnight Rider says, after years of interacting with many people who have had very similar experiences with a variety of ETs, I can corroborate that what Derrell is saying about how the ETs put the mind to sleep.
Yes. Oh, they can prescribe whatever emotion they want you to feel. Fear, happiness. They're masters at that. And yeah, that's how I'm figuring out how they're dealing with me. And I think this is what I just think. She said something one night about the children in the forest, and there ain't but one reason she's going to be talking about her kids, and it probably has something to do with me. But
Matthew Turner
now
says
I
the
know that when I
female
go,
Matthew Turner says the
said what?
female in which he speaks. Can you hear me, Darrell?
Yeah.
All right, let me read this off. Matthew Turner says the female in which you speak of throughout the years there's been 3 other people besides himself that has seen her. She comes through a portal and she comes with either animals or gods of some type.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes. That animal tells me a lot who she is, what she is. Um, I mean, I started searching for gods and religions. I mean, I listened to a lot of that stuff. But I did notice them when they talked about the female gods or showed images or statues with them, they all had animals with them. And yeah, she does seem to be someone of authority up where when this happens. And yeah, but she's insect, moss species, and I seen it from behind. And there's a 5 inch, about a circle, about this big on each of her wings. Yeah, I tell you, she's about 4 foot tall, and that's all I can tell you
Tammy
about that.
Tammy Tammy Banham is asking, why don't you take a voice activated recorder, set it outside, have a conversation, and see if they communicate with you? I've done this in the cemetery and I've got messages from people. I didn't even know where the shot was or whatever that is.
Whoever said that, tell them thank you. That is a darn good idea to give it a try, because I never did really try to find them by sound. I was always looking for them with camera. And
But from what I understand, I think most of their communication is telepathic instead of audio, isn't it?
yeah, one night I get on my knees and I talk to God. I don't ask nothing from me. I just ask him to help my friends. And I get up, wipe my knees off, lean up against the truck, thinking about what I just said. And I heard these words clear as day in my head, and it was a woman. Hey, hon. I kind of took that she approved of what I just done. And
What is it?
one
What is this
morning,
one here, Derrell?
that is some kind of alien technology's got that, and it has another white line up above it. And yeah, I was there with my friend Mike when I got that photo. That's just a zoomed in picture of what was in it. There's other photos that goes with that was other things in the sky with it. I remember one night.
What? Yeah.
Early.
What state are you in, Darrell?
I'm in Ben Wheeler, Texas.
Texas. Okay.
Ben Wheeler, Texas. If I do it just right, maybe Ben Wheeler will outdo Skinwalker Ranch. But she called me Taterwinkle. Early one morning, opened up the door, and I could see the sun was barely coming up. So I go lay back down in bed, and one door in this room went to the kitchen, and the other door goes out into the garage. And I get under the blankets, just about got warmed up again, and I hear these words clear as day. Hey, Taterwinkle, in a loving woman's voice. And I said, damn it, they're in the house. I roll over and I look at the kitchen door, and it's shut. But now there's a light on the other side of that door, that the light was coming through the cracks around it, and it was lighting up the room that I'm in. That scared me pretty bad. And I'm fighting and trying to get up, and I'm tangled up in the blankets. And if I ever got up on my feet, I'd have run plumb through the door that went out to the garage. But I got up about to my knees, and I blacked out. And I didn't wake up till 10 o'clock the next day. So there ain't many times that I remember her saying things, but it's a woman's voice that I hear when I do hear things. And yeah. The other night, Christmas night, I got a little tent, and it's out in my front yard, and I'm going to spend the night in that tent, and I'm going to set my trail cameras up. I had 3 of them, about 15 feet from my tent, all the way around it. And I get in and go to sleep, and I'm having this powerful dream, man, about soldiers, police, aliens working together. Technology we have no defense against. Maybe it's mass mind control. Something on a memory card that I need to get. And I wake up and I think, man, I know something happened last night. That's the way I'm feeling. So I get my trail cameras, go in the house, make me a pot of coffee, give me a cigarette. I'm checking the memory cards, and I got 4 photos of something. One of them's like a beam coming down out of the sky into my tent, and straight where my head's at. And I got 3 more photos that of lights or something outside, or light, smoke or something outside my tent. So, whatever it was, it triggered the camera to get the photos of it. And that just happened last Christmas. So there's going to be more. I need better equipment. I've done a miracle with the junk that I got. But, I had a little help. They run out in front of me and let me get the photos. They told me I'm going to get to do this. And they also told me how frustrating it will be when people not believe. Warned me about that.
The Midnight Rider says many of the ETs, including the Greys, have the ability to literally walk through walls and levitate the bodies of the people and animals that they take.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I remember floating down the hallway of my house. My feet wasn't moving. My feet wasn't dragging. I was just floating straight. Kept blacking out and waking up, but yeah, they can do that kind of stuff. And what they're
What is
doing is
this one
also,
here? What is this one here, Derrell?
it looks like the same photo. I'm looking at a blue sky with a little thing with black dots on each end of it.
And what is this?
I don't know. I don't know if it may not be allowing my screen to see what you're trying to show me. But what I think that's some kind of alien technology. Yeah, see, I don't think you're changing the pictures, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can only see one photo has been on there for my photos are not changing, so I don't think I'm seeing what you're seeing.
Okay.
All right, wait a minute. Let me try something. Can you see it now?
No, sir, I still got the same photo. I'm looking
What
at a
photo?
blue sky and what like a flying saucer with a black dot on each side of it. That's what I'm seeing.
Are you seeing this helicopter?
No, sir. No, sir. Now, the group of helicopters there. One day I got my two cameras charged up, zip tied together, and I hear these helicopters. I could feel them long ways out there. And I get up off the couch, run out there into my driveway, and I shot 300 photos of these damn things coming right straight over top of me. One of the photos has an orb on the nose of the helicopter. And what I'm telling you, this is alien technology and Black Hawk helicopters in the sky together. Now, I don't think the pilots in the helicopters knew this thing was out there with them, but I know what that thing is. I know what that light is in front of the helicopter. I wish I could see what you're seeing there, man.
Why don't you go out, Darrell? Why don't you go out and come back in? Maybe you'll be able to see it.
Okay, I will give that a try, sir. Now I don't know how to back out of this.
Jim, there I've sent you what Matthew Turner has sent to the group. I've sent to you, Jim, in your inbox. 2 images. I sent you 2 images from Matthew Turner, Jim.
Yo, let's wait till he gets back in because I'm showing these in succession.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we might not even have time to show.
That way I don't have to keep exiting out and going back in. I hope you can get back in.
Oh, God, yeah.
Were you seeing the changes in the pictures, Bradley?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it's very odd.
I don't know why he wasn't here. He is now. Hi, Darrell. Can you see the helicopter now?
Yes, sir, I can.
All
yes,
right.
sir, I can. I'm standing in my driveway when I took that photo. There will be other photos. You'll see a white dot with these things. There'll be an orb on the end of the nose of them. They have no on them, no lights. Yeah, so I think I got lucky and I was at the right place at the right time this day. This thing here is something that's tracking beside me going down the road. And this is the only day out of 10 years now shooting about 600 to 3,000 photos a day, almost every day. I got that thing. Yeah, so if it was something that the camera's picking up, normally it would be more photos of it, but this is the only day I got that. And this thing was flying beside me going down the road. There's been times, okay, I was on my way to my friend Mike Side's house this day, and this alien got a hold of me one night, gave me a vision. and I'm standing out in the field, and I see this black thing in the sky like this right here, and it's vibrating really fast, going up the sky way away from me, is zooming back in close to me, going way away from me, and zooming back. 2 weeks later, I got this photo. She's told me in this dream that I'm going to get these photos. I guess that was their way, letting me know slowly that that they're going to give me the evidence I need to make a believer out of me. Then once they made a believer out of me, then it's time to tell it. Yeah, that thing right there. It's something I don't know. That's something to do with their technology, with some kind of this. I think that thing is programmed to keep up with me, and it reveals itself when I'm moving because it's got to keep up with me.
That looks
Sometimes
like the same. That looks like the same color spectrum that you were showing in the woods earlier.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that was on the same day. This photo and that other one, I got a bunch more of them of it that day, but this is the only day I've ever got that one. And I got a lot of other ones, of the same thing. This is some kind of, it's the black thing in the other photo. This is it too. I think maybe this thing is programmed to let's say blend in with the environment that it's in, to fool the eye. But this thing was flying beside me going down the road.
Oh, this one
This
is
thing,
interesting.
yeah, and you can see underneath it, it's like that would be a trigger or something down there. But that is the flying saucer in the background projecting this image with holographically beside my truck for me to see this. That's a holographic projection from the flying saucer, and you can see it underneath it. And this is her letting me know. She's keeping her word that they're going to give me a lot of photos. This thing, I'm sitting on the back porch with my friend, and it flies by. That there, I was on the way to my friend's house, and I think that's a flying saucer with the orb on top of it, orb on bottom of it. And I got a photo of a flying saucer at the Indian battleground that has an orb on each end of it. I think those things can, helps it in some way with this blending in. I know 2 times I've had powerful dreams that I've seen the tops of flying saucers out of a flying saucer. So I know there's at least 3 of them. The one I was in, the 2 that I've seen. And I also know there's 2 big, huge ones. This thing was in my backyard one night. I had a feeling something was up watching me.
It kind of looks like a portal.
Yeah. I think some of them things that I got in the photos or portals because they looked like that. It was behind my truck one night, and they were trying to put me in it. So I think that's what the thing was. And I know what it looks like going in. They're black, and I know what one night I came out of it backwards, and I got to see what it looked like, and it looked like like a tumbleweed made out of lightning, and it was arcing and flashing, and it's turning and rolling really slow. And it was big as a tree too. And I think I was in Antarctica, and I'm hovering I was about 100 foot from it, hovering about 15 feet off the ground. And I could see that it was frozen around me, cold, and I'm moving backwards, and it's like they set me up on the edge of a cliff. And I'm on that cliff, and I can still see this thing portal that I came flying out of backwards. It put me on the ground, and I could look down and see like 2 inches of ice under my feet. And I looked to my right, I seen what looked like a shack, and the door was like nailed shut. I looked to the left.
I was
I seen
gonna I was going to ask you, what is that structure in this picture?
Oh, that's my trailer house and a chicken coop.
Huh. Wow.
And when you got chickens running around in your yard, you got snakes crawling in the walls of your house. I've killed 6 chicken snakes in this house, 2 in one night and another one the next night. And this is the place that right there's at the end of the trailer house is a bedroom they got me out of one night. A lot happened to me at this place here. In fact, I was standing on the front porch at this place looking at Ben Wheeler. And I see these lights flickering on and off really fast, all different colors. Got my attention. And it started coming closer and closer to me. Then I could realize it was a flying saucer. Well, man, I screamed, "It's an effing flying saucer." Turned around and grabbed the doorknob, run in the door, shut it behind me. I locked it. I looked at the couch thinking I'm going to jump between the couch and the wall and hide. And I looked to the bedroom and said I can do better in there. I got 3 steps, and as far as I got, it was over. They had me. And I woke up the next morning about 10 o'clock, thought it was a dream. Well, you know, I got a photo of the flying saucer I seen in that dream. You know, they can make you think it's a dream. That's how good they are at this stuff. And you know, I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen Earth from space. I've watched the sun come up on another world, and seen the tops of flying saucers. I've seen the tops of flying saucers and look at from space, looking down at Earth. And another night, I was in a flying saucer and was under the ocean, and we raised up halfway out of the water, and the water was halfway up on the window, and I can see a tropical island. I can see the palm trees on it. And I looked out this other window, and what it was it was 2 30-foot flying saucers that were still under the water right next to me. And for some reason, there was something on the back of them. It looked like smoke, but it was shaped as a shark's fin. And I think it may have had something to do with this holographic camouflage. But the only thing I could see was the tip of that thing on his back sticking out of the water. And I'm looking at him thinking, is that a turtle? Look like a turtle's head? The next thing you know, the flying saucer I was in, we lifted up out of the ocean. And I'm about 30 feet or 40 feet above it, and I can look down and I can see 2 big circles still under the water. And I think, you know, and I didn't know what I was looking at, you know, I didn't know. And I think, man, them are some huge damn turtles. Then we started going up. Then them 2 flying saucers that was under the water come up out of the water, and I get to see the water run off the top of them and come up with us. Yeah, I've seen that. And
all right, Derrell Matthew Turner says, you just wait until she presents to him at some point in their relationship or friendship that the majority of the projection in which he himself are participating, Derrell has control of this technology. He may not believe that he does, but the moment he believes that he does, he will see. This is just what I've been told that the others have told me.
thank you, sir.
Yeah, and we're getting close to the top of the hour here. We got a few minutes left. Is there anything you'd like to say to the viewers, Derrell, before we close the show?
Everything I'm telling is straight up honest. I'm not making up nothing.
No, and these pictures are very, 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 very clear and interesting. They're very amazing pictures.
Yeah, they're not tampered with. None of them's tampered with. I put it this way: this is not for my glory. This is for God's glory. I give God the glory for my amazing life story. And I'm not done. This is not over. There is more coming. And that's for sure. And maybe we'll do this again. I got more to tell.
Oh yeah. You've got a lot more pictures. We'll definitely have you on again, Derrell.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Bradley, is there anything you'd like to say before we close the show?
I'd just like to say that one of the best photography we've ever seen. So thank you so much for sharing, Derrell, and thank you for all those
pictures. Yeah. these pictures are incredible. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah. So
everyone for
Derrell,
joining
we'll
us.
have you on again. We'll have you on again. I'm sure there'll be more pictures that we can address. And
Yes,
I
sir.
want to
Hey,
thank you for coming on. Yeah. I'd like to thank everybody for all the viewers to tune into us and interact with us. And we'll see you all in the next one.
Yeah.
thank you guys.
Come on.
Bless you. Thank you.